I offered $200 to anybody that could find a laptop that outperforms the MacBook Neo for the price. This comment specifically is talking about the Ryzen 7. It's the 5800U in this case. Literally stronger CPU performance for games and apps. A lot of confidence behind that. Let's actually check the benchmarks. Ryzen 7 5800U single core performance. The A18 Pro is double. Multi-core performance. A18 Pro beats it by a decent margin. And here's the crazy thing. The A18 Pro hasn't yet been benchmarked in a laptop, only a cell phone. So it's getting circles ran around it from a benchmark in a phone, which has super limited cooling capacity. Part of the reason I made this video is so people could actually dig into the specs and maybe help overcome their biases that used to be true, that Windows machines were so much faster and better value than Mac machines. It's just not really true anymore. There are definitely some competitors. I'm really excited to see how that video where I offered the $200 plays out, but this type of thing where you're so overly confident that your Ryzen 7 will run circles around the processor without any looking into it is why I made the video. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. If anybody could actually back up their argument that there are better laptops out there for the money than the new MacBook Neo, I will pay you $200 USD through an Amazon gift card. I'm not kidding. Here's my rules. For those who aren't up to date, Apple's new MacBook Neo is an absolutely insane performing laptop for $600. But there's a lot of people in the comments that are, in my opinion, wrongfully saying that there's so many better laptops out there for the money. Anybody that can comment an actual laptop, make and model, that outperforms the MacBook Neo at a $600 price point, yes, I'm using the higher price of $600, not the $500 student price, I will pay you a $200 Amazon gift card. I'll send it to you via DM. This is gonna be available to one person, and I'm gonna choose the top liked comment between Instagram and TikTok to choose the final laptop that I use for the comparison. So when you're commenting your laptop, make a case for why it's the best so you can get traction from people and get their vote. A few rules on the laptop you pick. It has to be new. None of this refurbished stuff or used. That's not even remotely comparable to comparing apples to apples. 2, it has to be MSRP, not a sale price, so what it regularly sells for on the market, like we're comparing to the MacBook. And 3, it has to be a readily available consumer laptop, something that this market, the entry level, would be comfortable buying, not sourcing this weird niche laptop from China that's turbocharged and doesn't have an OS on it. It has to be a comparable laptop in the market to the MacBook Neo. And lastly, it has to be in the same class of laptop. I'm gonna call that thin and light and say it has to be a 14-inch or smaller laptop. I'm willing to be flexible on this if you guys don't think it's fair, but I don't think it's really fair to take a 17-inch huge cooling laptop and compare it to the MacBook Neo. Again, we'll say 14 inches or under to qualify. Now, how do we determine which one's better or worse? I'm willing to be flexible on this, but here's my rules that I think are fair. So I'm not even saying it has to be better overall, but it has to beat the MacBook Neo in 3 categories that I'm letting you guys define. First, they have to be reasonable categories. It can't just be my laptop has HDMI 3.1, yours has 3.0, therefore I get a point in that category. We have to be like talking about major grand sweeping things that are going to actually matter to users. It could be benchmark scores. My multi-threaded performance is better than your multi-threaded. My single core is better than your single core. It could be battery life. It could be screen resolution. It could be drive speed, it could be drive capacity, real things that people are actually going to care about. My only one rule is it has to be testable and can't just be the spec as declared by the manufacturer. This is going to be a really big one for RAM. A lot of people are going to find RAM higher than 8 gigabytes, but I think it's going to very much underperform because of the significantly slower processor it's going to have to do with memory management and the significantly slower drive speed it has when it's offloading files into the long-term memory from the short-term memory. So any tests related to RAM have to be real tests that you can define, i.e. open this amount of tabs and run these programs, but they have to be real tests, not just RAM on paper. And any browser related tests, the Mac has to be able to use Safari. I think that's only fair. Lastly, it can't be anything that's application specific. An OS not being able to run a specific program isn't what we're testing here. It has to be apples to apples. Those are my rules. I'm going to purchase the highest upvoted laptop and put it to test against the Neo when I have both of them. I'm doing this in good faith because I genuinely want to know if I'm wrong. So hopefully we all learned something. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any revisions for this, and hope to see you soon.